Hey guys, please wait a moment. I'm not going to talk about the first page of this chapter right now. I just wanted to ask if I should add background music to this chapter, as I did in my previous videos. So please watch this chapter and let me know if you want background music or not. And if you do want background music, I need at least 10 comments from different people within a week of this video being uploaded. So please share this chapter with all your friends and acquaintances, and ask them to comment if they want background music after watching the video. Okay, Happy New Year. Scene 1. The stars whisper in shadows. The episode opens with faint chimes and a low hum under the city's dawn. Wide shot, city morning. The city wakes beneath a veil of pale mist. Shop shutters rattle open, paper vendors shout the headlines, children run past chasing a stray ball, and dogs bark somewhere down the lane. Then, a sound. A low, mechanical hum, unfamiliar yet strangely soothing, rolls through the narrow street. Camera pan left, reveal minibus. A small, cream-colored minibus turns the corner, its tires whispering against the wet road. Steam hisses as the side door slides open. A woman steps out, tall, graceful, wrapped in a teal shawl that glitters faintly with tiny star patterns. She breathes in, eyes half closed, as if listening to the sky. Narrator, soft, mysterious tone. That morning, destiny didn't walk, it drove in on 4 wheels. Zoom in, signboard swinging in light. The painted letters catch the sunlight. Madame Selina, reader of stars and fate. She smiles kindly, unfolding a small velvet cloth and placing her crystal sphere atop it. Within minutes, curious locals crowd around.
She's that famous astrologer everyone talks about. I heard she predicted the chief minister's win. Hands hold palm readings, laughter fills the street, coins clink into a brass bowl. The camera pulls upward, showing the snaking line stretching down the block as dust rises in golden light. The sky turns amber, lamps blink await. The line before Madame Selina's minibus now twists far into the next street. People leave clutching small folded papers, their faces glowing with hope. Across the road, a man cloaked in black stands motionless on a rooftop ledge. The faint red glow in his eyes catches the reflection of streetlights. He lifts a metallic communicator, its surface rippling like dark water. Master Victor, there's a woman here. The whole city comes to her. Static crackles. The mist inside the device swirls outward, filling the frame and pulling the audience through.
Exterior, Victor's hidden fortress, night. Lightning rips across the clouds above a desolate hill. The camera plunges underground through rock and shadow, spiraling stairways, echoing chants, until it reaches a vast chamber where Victor's cult kneels before a massive empty throne. A scout bows deeply at Victor's feet. Scout: Master Victor, a woman astrologer arrived today. The city flocks to her minibus. Victor's lips curl into a thin smile. Interesting. Faith spreading through fortune-telling. Suddenly, every torch flickers out. Air pressure thickens. Candles gasp and die. From the cracks beneath the stone floor, black smoke seeps upward, swirling into a slow, deliberate spiral. The heart beats and layered whispers. The smoke condenses, forming a tall figure, half human, half shadow. 2 crimson eyes ignite in the darkness. Darkness, echoing. We take advantage of this news. Send our demon as a fake astrologer. Build him a home for seekers of fate. Then let him chain them with his words. Their sins will summon the warriors, and when they arrive, they'll die. Victor kneels slightly. The black mist coils around him like a living serpent. Victor: As you wish, my master. Close up. Darkness leans forward. Reality bends around his shifting form. Darkness. The stars call them heroes, Victor. But in my world, Stars only burn out. He turns. The swirling mist collapses into the empty throne behind Victor. For a single breath, the seat itself inhales. 2 faint red eyes open on its backrest. Cut to black. Low bass rumble. Title card fades in silver text. Scene 1 end. When hope becomes a trap. Scene 2. The wake-up call. Cue upbeat morning music. The total tonal flip after last night's ominous darkness. Cut. Interior, HR's bedroom, morning. The screen bursts into color. Posters on the wall, clothes everywhere, half-eaten chips beside a glowing anime figure. The alarm clock screams like it's possessed. The phone vibrates beside HR's head, which is buried under a mountain of blankets. Camera pans across. His hand twitches, his hair sticks out like an explosion. The alarm stops, only for the phone to start buzzing louder. The name flashes on the cracked screen. Ravi. Ravi, voice, calm. Have you woken up? HR, half asleep, muffled. What are you saying? Ravi. You'll never complete your special work like this. What? Ravi, suddenly shouting through the phone. Wake up! You'll be late again. How will you do your warrior work if you can't even wake up? Camera, instant close-up on HR's eyes popping open. He jolts upright, hair flying in all directions like static lightning. Blanket tumbles off the bed in slow motion. HR, yelling. What? Why didn't you call me earlier? You said you'd wake me early. Ravi, deadpan. Look closely. I've been calling for an hour. I'm losing faith in humanity. Look closely. I've been calling for an hour. I'm losing faith in humanity. HR stares at the phone, disbelief on his face. Then suddenly, full panic mode. Montage begins, fast cuts with comic SFX. HR rushes into the bathroom, electric toothbrush hanging from his mouth. He runs out mid-brushing, combs his hair with one hand, and holds his tiffin with the other. His shirt is half-buttoned, one sock is missing, and his tie looks like a defeated snake. Background music switches to chaotic percussion. Mission Impossible HR version. HR internal monologue, dramatic tone. Operation Don't Get Fired begins now. He dashes outside, jumps on his bike, revs the engine with a heroic grin, almost drops his tiffin, catches it like an anime protagonist catching a shuriken. A friendly neighbor auntie waters her plants, shaking her head with a smile. Auntie, HR, late again? What is this, office or race? HR, shouting back, grinning. Both, auntie, racing against time today. He speeds off, leaving a swirl of dust and the auntie laughing in the background. Cutaway, Ravi's side. Ravi sits somewhere quiet, sipping tea calmly. He stares at his phone screen, showing call ended. He sighs deeply. Ravi, muttering to himself. And this is the man chosen to save the world. Camera pans to the sky, sunlight flaring, a hint of adventure tone underneath the comedy. End card. Scene 2 end. Mission Don't Get Fired. Scene 3. Office comedy and Neha's wish. Interior, office, morning. HR sneaks in like a ninja. His footsteps are light, his face serious, as if entering a battlefield instead of a 9-to-5. He checks the corridor, then whispers, "No boss in sight. Perfect infiltration." Just as he's about to reach his desk, Neha says, cheerful, "Good morning, HR." No, don't. Boom! The boss's door slams open, papers fly. He emerges like an angry titan, veins visible, eyes glowing with fury. Boss, HR, late again. You think this is a circus? HR freezes. The world goes silent, except for a single cricket chirping. The boss glares harder. Then his gaze snaps toward Neha. And you're a good employee. Why are you wasting your time with him? You'll end up just like HR, late, lost, and lazy. Pauses, smirking. Or is he your friend or something? Then make him work like you. Neha blushes hard. HR's face goes pale. HR, internal monologue. Why does fate do this to me? The boss storms back into his cabin, the door slamming like thunder. Cut. After the scolding. HR drops into his chair, sighing deeply. HR. Neha. Why did you have to get scolded along with me? Neha, blushing, awkward. I do not know. Maybe it will be difficult for me to explain. HR says, Who cares? Cut. AJ appears, sliding beside HR like a dramatic anime sidekick. He places a cup of coffee on HR's desk with mock seriousness. Yo, bro. Bad news. The boss hates you. But good news, someone in this office likes you. What? Another prank mail? Nope. Real human girl. Joined last week. Name? Neha. HR stares at him blankly, processing nothing but the word scolding. Me? Someone likes me? I come late, get scolded daily, and barely survive Mondays. No chance. See that face? That's exactly why. He pats HR's shoulder dramatically. Maybe she loves chaos. He walks off humming a Bollywood love tune, leaving HR staring into the void.
Cut. Lunch break. The clock hand spins dramatically, tick, 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 before freezing on 1 p.m. The cafeteria buzzes with chatter, laughter, and the distant hum of coffee machines. HR sits in his corner, munching on lunch half-heartedly, shoulders slouched. Across the room, Neha sits alone, her food untouched. She sneaks glances at HR every few seconds, who, at the moment, is arguing with a vending machine. Why are you like this, huh? I gave you 10 rupees, HR shouts from across the room. Neha sighs under her breath. Why is he so clueless? Her cheeks flush slightly. She looks down at her phone. Her thumb hovers over a contact name. She hesitates, takes a breath. Her hand trembles slightly before pressing the call. She almost cancels it twice. Sometimes courage doesn't roar. Sometimes it just presses call. The phone rings. From the other end, Ajay's ringtone blasts. Friendship is fire. He answers with his usual lazy energy, clearly mid-bite of something crunchy. Here I come. So why did you call me? Ajay says. HR is your best friend, so tell me if I ask HR for a date, will he go on a date with me? This will deepen our relationship even further, and maybe he will marry me in the future, Neha says softly, blushing. Ajay's eyes widen in shock. For a second, he freezes. Then a comic sweat drop might as well appear beside his head. In his mind's eye, a chibi version of HR pops up, holding a toy sword, shouting, For justice and snacks! Ajay bursts into laughter, choking on his drink. It can never happen, because HR still thinks like children. Cut to HR, still wrestling with the vending machine, dramatically shaking it. Come on, give me my chips, he complains. Back to Neha. Her smile fades. She lowers her eyes. The cafeteria noise slowly fades away until there's only her heartbeat, soft and uneven. Thump, thump, thump. Her fingers tighten around the phone. Ajay quickly softens his tone. Forgive me. I think if you go directly from the front and ask him, he probably says yes. Neha hesitates. So I ask him from behind. Ajay panics. No, I did not mean that. I am saying that you go to an astrologer and ask him what you should do next. In addition, I have heard that today a new astrological house has opened in the city, and I have also heard that people were saying that the astrologer there tells a very bright future. Now you go there after work and ask them about your future, okay?
Cut. Evening transition. The office empties. HR is gone. Neha quietly packs her bag and steps outside. Soft city sounds, cars, evening wind, faint temple bells. She walks through the street, clutching her purse tightly. The sun sets on small hopes and rises for darker ones. She stops in front of a glowing board, Fortunes by Fate, the bright future house. Neha stares, a small, hopeful smile crossing her lips. She pushes the glass door open. A cool mist flows out, brushing against her face. The lights flicker inside, faint chanting echoes.
Her eyes widen slightly, but curiosity wins. She steps inside. The door closes silently behind her. And with that step, fate began to change. Fade to black. Soft hum of dark energy. Scene 3 end, when hope walks into darkness. Scene 4. The Real Astrologer. Evening melted over the city like watercolor. The street shimmered gold, then violet. From somewhere in the distance, temple bells echoed beneath the hum of traffic. Neha had already left the office an hour early. She walked through the crowd, her eyes fixed on a glowing sign at the far end of the street. Fortunes by Fate, the bright future house. The door swallowed her in soft light and a faint mist. An hour later, HR shift finally ended. He parked his bike at home, loosened his collar, and decided to walk for a while. The air was cool, carrying the smell of street tea and roasted corn. The city buzzed quietly, half asleep, half alive. As he turned a corner, something familiar caught his eye, the small, cream-colored minibus of Madame Selina. Its teal curtains fluttered in the evening breeze, the faint glimmer of hanging charms dancing in the light. He was about to walk past when a calm, echoing voice called out, "Madame Selina, you there, young man, stop." HR froze. The woman stood at the doorway, her eyes half closed, her fingers tracing invisible constellations in the air. Her voice deepened, layered, distant, as if two souls spoke through one. Madame Selina, in trance. Your future, it burns with light and danger. A great challenge awaits you, one that will shape the fate of many. You shall find love, but your path will be filled with fire. A faint wind swirled, steering dust into glowing embers around her feet. The atmosphere shimmered with unseen energy. Then, silence. Her body relaxed, the strange glow fading from her eyes. She blinked, startled, and spoke again, her normal, gentle tone returning.
Oh, young boy, did you want to know your future? HR blinked back, a little startled, but trying to appear nonchalant. He smiled awkwardly. Madam, you're a very famous astrologer, so why are there no people in front of your minibus today? She adjusted her shawl, the beads around her wrist chiming softly as she sighed. Because there is a new astrological house open on the front side today, and the one who told the future has come true. But I think that the astrologer who tells the future makes it true himself. HR turned his head toward the far end of the street. There, the new astrologer's sign blazed brighter than ever, a cold, artificial glow that made his heart feel oddly heavy. I feel bad on the inside. What will you do now? People always need something new in this world. He chuckled softly and raised his hand. I know what you will do. You can tell my future by looking at my hand. She smiled, a motherly warmth in her eyes, and gently took his palm into hers. Thank you, son. I am seeing a girl in your future who likes you. She always sees you all the time. Really? Thank you. He stepped back, scratching his head, a little embarrassed. As he walked away, the streetlight above flickered twice, then steadied. Who can be the girl who likes me? Maybe Ritu, the one who runs that coffee shop I visit often. He walked off down the quiet road, unaware that behind him, the faint teal glow of the minibus dimmed, and the air shimmered ever so slightly, in the same direction Neha had gone. Scene 4 end, when fate whispers twice. Scene 5. Coffee, Chaos, and Coincidences. The evening city glowed like a warm sunset painting. Lights shimmered on glass doors, and the smell of roasted beans wrapped the street in comfort. HR pushed his hands into his pockets, humming softly. He paused in front of Ritu's brew corner, his unofficial second home. The signboard flickered, and inside, Ritu's laughter echoed faintly. Just as he reached for the door handle, Ritu from behind. Hello, HR. You've been missing for 2 days. HR spun around, startled. Oh, Ritu, you scared me. Ritu smiling. Why are you scared like children all the time? Why are you standing outside now? Come on in. Let me give you a new type of coffee. It just arrived this morning. Thank you. Moments later, the bell above the cafe door chimed. Soft music, a whiff of caramel, and Ritu's bright smile filled the space. HR sat at his usual table, trying not to look as nervous as he felt. Ritu set down a cup of coffee that steamed like a miniature storm. You tasted coffee? No, just mix a little milk and then taste it. Give me, I help you. She leaned close to stir the cup herself. HR's eyes widened, his brain froze. Steam rose between them like a tiny curtain of embarrassment. HR thinking, I'm nervous, but I'm happy. Just then, a voice cut through the soft music.
Ravi says, HR, why is your face red? HR jerked upright, nearly toppling his cup. Ravi, what are you doing here? Ravi, grinning. Oh, someone feels loved. Ritu looked between them, amused. And you are? Ravi, friend, mentor, occasional lifesaver. Ritu, laughing. Nice name, Ravi. Our names sound similar. Ravi, Ritu. It's cute. Ravi, smiling. Oh yes. HR sighed dramatically, crossing his arms. Why have you come? You do not know we have to do something special? Ritu curious. Special work? What kind of special work? And can I help you do that work? Ravi, teasing. Yes, of course. HR cut him off so fast the air moved. Flustered. Not at all. Excuse me, because that particular work is secret, and only a select few can do it. Ravi, now you go with me and do that special work. He grabbed Ravi's arm and headed for the door. Ritu called after them, laughing softly. You did not drink your coffee. Sorry, I will come again. Okay, so I'll wait for you, because I like it when I see your face. HR, blushing. Thank you. The doorbell jingled as they stepped into the cool night. Ravi chuckled, hands in his pockets. Muttering, why did you come? You know what a good time it was going. Ravi, teasing. A good time for you, but for me, a mission. As they walked off, the camera lingered on the cafe door, slowly swinging shut. Its warm light glows against the dark street. Scene 5 end. When love brews, fate interrupts. Scene 6. Eye on top. The city streets buzzed softly as night fell. Lights shimmered in puddles, and street vendors packed away their carts. HR and Ravi walked side by side, the last echoes of Ritu's laughter still playing in HR's mind. Ravi, you should not stop anywhere on your way home. HR, half distracted. Yeah, this is not good thinking. Ravi, smirking. Finally, you understand. Now you can start doing that special work. Why not? The two turned down a quieter street, the kind where streetlights blinked like sleepy eyes. Ravi, where are we going? HR, I have to ask that future woman about Ritu. Ravi raised an eyebrow but said nothing. When they reached the spot where Madame Selena's minibus had stood earlier, HR stopped abruptly. The space was empty. No van, no lights, only a faint outline of tire tracks in the dust. I'm too late. What do I do now? He looked across the road where the new astrologer's house stood, glowing faintly, blue smoke curling through the cracks of its half-open door. Still, I want to know the future right now. Should I go there? But something about that place feels wrong. HR, what are you doing? Why are we standing in front of this astrological house? Nothing. He rubbed the back of his neck, thinking hard. Then a ridiculous idea hit him. I know, I'll let fate decide. He kicked off his shoe and muttered dramatically, if it lands upright, I go in. Upside down, I go home. The shoe flipped through the air and, bunk, hit someone right on the head. Oh no, that's the girl who saved me from getting hit by the car 2 days ago. 2 days ago, when fate had chosen its first warrior. But neither of them knew their paths would cross again under stranger skies. The unknown girl turned sharply, eyes sharp and voice confident. You don't, see? Eye on top? HR's jaw tightened instantly. Do not call me by this name. The girl smirked, brushing dust off her jacket. It hurts. If you had a girlfriend, you'd probably have the ability to talk to girls. Thanks for giving me my shoe.
He snatched it back, glaring. She just waved lazily and walked past, a faint smile playing on her lips. The streetlight above flickered once as she disappeared into the crowd. That girl turned off my mood. You sure she didn't turn something else on? Shut up.
They kept walking. The air smelled faintly of rain as thunder rolled in the distance. A familiar voice called out suddenly, "Hey, HR!" HR turned. His mom stood by a grocery stall, holding a shopping bag. "Mom, you came out shopping?" "Yes, your father came home early today. He said he'd cook something special. So, tell me, what do you want to eat?" "I'm sure Ritu would like, Mom." "HR, you shouldn't wander around after work. And who is this with you?" "Oh, sorry, this is my friend Ravi. Glad to meet you." "Me too." They all walked together for a while before Ravi waved goodbye at the next corner. HR and his mother continued home, the streets glowing orange under the lamps. The night seemed peaceful, but it wasn't. Somewhere else in the city, beneath the same stars, Neha was walking deeper into the glow of a place that promised light, but whispered only darkness. Unseen by HR, destiny had already begun to move its pieces, and as the wind turned cold, the faint glow of a crystal pulsed in the dark, a warning that soon, even gentle hearts would tremble. Fade to black, a faint echo of chanting hums, then fades into silence. Scene 6 end, when fate crosses paths.
Scene 7. The House of Bright Futures. Night spread its ink across the city. Streetlights flickered alive one by one, painting the mist in orange halos. A faint wind carried temple bells, soft, almost warning. Meanwhile, a stream of people moved toward the glowing sign at the far end of the street. Fortunes by Fate, the Bright Future House. Neha walked among them, her office badge still clipped to her shirt, steps uncertain but hopeful. Beside her, 2 colleagues whispered excitedly. Behind them, more townspeople followed. Shopkeepers, students, even an old couple clutching each other's hands. Inside the astrological house, the glass door slid open with a soft chime. A warm, honey-colored light poured out. Too perfect, too still. As Neha entered, her breath caught. It wasn't a small cabin. It was a vast marble-floored hall, its walls lined with dozens of tall candles that burned with blue flame. Strange symbols shimmered faintly along the walls, pulsing like a heartbeat. And at the corners, hidden in half-shadow, stood hooded dark figures, their faces completely veiled. They didn't move. They just watched. In the center of the room stood a huge crystal orb, larger than any globe, swirling faintly with silvery mist. Before it, seated gracefully on a raised platform, was a woman dressed in elegant robes of crimson and gold. Her smile was gentle, almost divine. Fake astrologer, female demon in disguise. Welcome, seekers of fate. Here, every truth reveals itself, if your heart dares to look. Her voice echoed softly, 2 tones layered together, one human, one something else. The crowd formed a circle around the orb. The woman raised her hands, and one by one, the blue candles flared brighter. Their light merged, funneling toward the crystal. Neha stood near the front, her eyes wide. She could feel warmth radiating from the orb, but beneath it, something cold, like invisible fingers brushing her skin. Now, place your hands on the crystal. Let your future reflect itself. The crowd obeyed, palms pressing against the cool glass surface. The crystal pulsed once, then again, faster, stronger, drawing faint streams of light from their fingertips. What they didn't see was that the light wasn't reflection, it was life energy. Tiny threads of golden chi began to rise, pulled into the orb, swirling like trapped fireflies. The demon's eyes glimmered red beneath her lashes. She whispered an ancient chant, each syllable twisting the air. All around the hall, the dark hooded figures began moving, their hands raised. Shadows stretched from their feet, crawling like living ink across the floor. The people shivered. A few gasped softly, as if their breath was being stolen. Yet no one stepped back, their faces now calm, blank, entranced. Neha's voice trembled. What is happening? Your futures, my dear, are becoming real. She leaned closer to Neha, placing a single hand beneath her chin. Their eyes met. The woman's pupils flashed like molten ruby.
Now you are all under my control. You are servants of all evil. Forget your work. Forget your dreams. Let the darkness guide you. The orb exploded with black light. A shockwave of dark mist burst outward, sweeping through the hall. Every candle flickered out, leaving only the glow of crimson runes on the walls. The crowd's eyes glowed faintly dull, their expressions serene, lifeless. Neha's lips parted slightly. Yes, Master. The demon rose to her full height, laughter echoing, smooth, terrible, endless. Soon evil will spread in this world, and they will call it fate. Outside the house, through the glass walls, the sign still shimmered, the bright future house. But for an instant, just long enough for the camera to catch, the letters flickered, twisting into the dark future rises. The mist outside deepened, swallowing the light. Somewhere in the distance, the sound of church bells warped into a low, haunting hum. The night seemed peaceful, but it wasn't, for under the same sky, light had begun to bleed into darkness, and in that house of futures, fate itself was rewritten. Fade to black. The faint echo of Neha's voice drifts through the dark, repeating one word: destiny. End of Chapter 2, Part 1.